Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Daily English Fluent Podcast. I am Jake, and today I am very happy to practice English with you. In today's podcast, we are going to talk about a topic we all know very well because we live it every single day: your home. This might seem like a simple topic, but many English learners struggle when someone asks, "Can you describe your home?" or "What is your house like?" Maybe you know words like room and kitchen, but you do not know how to describe the layout or the atmosphere of your home. Maybe you feel your home is not special enough to talk about. Do not worry, every home has something interesting to describe. Today we will learn simple, useful vocabulary and sentence structures. We will use easy English. We will use short sentences. We will use natural examples about houses, apartments, rooms, and daily life at home. By the end of this podcast, you will feel comfortable describing your home in English. First, let's understand the basic structure for describing a home. A good description usually includes a few parts. Part 1, what type of home you live in, a house, an apartment, a flat. Part 2, where it is located. Part 3, a general description, its size, and how many rooms it has. Part 4, a description of your favorite room or a special feature. Part 5, how you feel about your home. Let's make a simple example. I live in a small apartment in the city center. It has 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a kitchen, and a living room. My favorite room is the living room because it has a big window with a beautiful view. I feel very comfortable in my home. This is a clear, simple, and complete description. Now, let's look at the vocabulary for types of homes. A house usually means a separate building, often with a garden. An apartment, or flat in British English, means a home inside a bigger building with other apartments. A studio apartment is a small apartment with one main room that combines the bedroom and living room. A cottage is a small, cozy house, often in the countryside. Let's practice. I live in a house with a small garden. I live in an apartment on the 5th floor. I live in a studio apartment near my university. Choose the sentence that matches your real life and practice saying it clearly. Now, let's talk about location. You can say, "My home is in the city center," or "I live in the suburbs," which means an area outside the main city, quieter, and often with more space. You can say, "I live in the countryside," which means far from the city, near nature. You can say, "My home is close to my workplace," or "My home is a bit far from public transportation." Let's build an example. I live in the suburbs, about 30 minutes from the city center by car. It is quiet here, and there are many parks nearby, which I really enjoy. Now, let's talk about the size and layout of your home. You can say, "My home is quite small," or "My home is fairly big." You can say, "It has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms." You can say, "There is a small kitchen, a living room, and a balcony." Let's build a fuller example. My apartment is not very big, but it is enough for me. It has 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, a kitchen, and a small living room with a balcony. The kitchen and living room are connected, which is called an open-plan design. This gives a clear picture of your space without needing complicated vocabulary. Let's talk about rooms in more detail. The bedroom is where you sleep. The living room is where you relax, watch television, or spend time with family. The kitchen is where you cook food. The bathroom is where you wash and get ready. The dining room is where you eat meals, though many small homes do not have a separate dining room and eat in the kitchen instead. Let's talk about your favorite room. You can say, "My favorite room is the kitchen because I love cooking." You can say, "My favorite room is the bedroom because it feels very peaceful." You can say, "My favorite room is the balcony because I can see the sunset from there." Let's build an example. My favorite room is definitely the living room. I have a comfortable sofa there, and I love reading books while sitting near the window. It is the most relaxing place in my whole home. Now, let's talk about furniture and objects in your home. In the living room, you might have a sofa, a coffee table, a television, and some bookshelves. In the bedroom, you might have a bed, a wardrobe, a desk, and a small lamp. In the kitchen, you might have a fridge, a stove, a sink, and some cabinets. Let's use these in a sentence. In my bedroom, I have a large bed near the window, a wooden wardrobe, and a small desk where I study every evening. This kind of specific detail makes your description feel real and personal, rather than generic. Let's talk about the atmosphere and feeling of your home. You can say, "My home feels very cozy." Cozy means warm and comfortable. You can say, "My home is bright and full of natural light." This describes a home with many windows. You can say, "My home is quiet and peaceful." You can say, "My home is a little messy, but I love it anyway." Let's build an example. My apartment is small, but it feels very cozy. I have a lot of plants, and the sunlight comes in through the windows every morning. It makes me feel calm and happy every time I come home from work. Now, let's talk about comparing your current home to a previous home. This adds depth to the topic. You can say, "My current apartment is smaller than my childhood home." You can say, "I used to live in a bigger house, but now I prefer a smaller space." You can say, "My new home has better natural light than my old one." Let's build an example. I grew up in a big house with a garden, but now I live in a small city apartment. It is very different, but I actually enjoy the change. Living in the city center is convenient, even though I miss having a garden sometimes. Let's learn some useful vocabulary for this topic. Spacious means having a lot of space, roomy and comfortable. You can say the living room is very spacious. Cramped means too small, without enough space. You can say the kitchen feels a little cramped when we cook together. Well lit means having plenty of light. You can say the bedroom is well lit in the mornings. Renovated means recently repaired or updated. You can say the bathroom was renovated last year, so it looks very modern. Homey means comfortable and welcoming, like a real home. You can say, even though the apartment is small, it feels very homey. Let's practice more full examples. Example 1. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment on the 3rd floor of an old building in the city center. My favorite part of the apartment is the balcony, where I like to drink coffee in the morning and watch people walking below. Example 2. My family lives in a house in a quiet suburb. It has a small garden where my mother grows flowers and vegetables. The house is not new, but it has a lot of character, and I love the wooden floors throughout the house. Example 3. I currently live in a studio apartment near my university. It is quite small, only one main room, but it is enough for me right now. I keep everything organized, and I have made it feel comfortable with some plants and photos on the walls. Let's talk about daily life at home. You can say, "I usually clean my home every weekend." You can say, "I like to decorate my home with plants and pictures." You can say, "My home gets very noisy when my neighbors have guests." You can say, "I spend most of my evenings relaxing at home after work." These sentences help extend the topic into daily routines and habits. For example, on weekday evenings, I usually cook dinner in my small kitchen, and then I relax on the sofa and watch a show before going to bed. My home is a place where I can fully relax after a busy day. Let's talk about common mistakes when describing your home. The first mistake is only listing rooms without any feeling or detail. For example, there is a kitchen, a bedroom, a bathroom. This is correct but boring. A better answer adds detail and feeling. For example, the kitchen is small but bright, and I really enjoy cooking there in the mornings. The second mistake is using too many difficult words when simple words work perfectly well. The third mistake is forgetting to mention how you feel about your home, which is often the most interesting part of the description. Now, let's imagine a real conversation. Someone asks, "What is your home like?" You could say, I live in a small apartment with my partner. It has one bedroom and a cozy living room. It is not very big, but we have made it comfortable and warm, and I really love coming home every day. This is natural, clear, and shows real feeling. Now imagine someone asks, do you prefer living in a house or an apartment? You could say, I think I prefer apartments because they are easier to clean and usually closer to the city center, but I do miss having a garden sometimes, which you get with a house. Let's talk about the neighborhood around your home, because this is a natural way to extend the conversation. You can say, my home is in a quiet neighborhood. You can say, there are many shops and cafes near my home. You can say, it takes me 10 minutes to walk to the nearest supermarket. Let's build an example. My apartment is located in a lively neighborhood with many small cafes and restaurants nearby. I really enjoy this because I can walk to almost everything I need, and there is always something happening on the street. Let's talk about future plans related to your home, because many people have dreams about where they want to live. You can say, one day, I would like to buy my own house. You can say, I am saving money to move to a bigger apartment. You can say, in the future, I would love to live near the sea. Let's build an example. Right now, I am renting a small apartment, but my goal is to buy my own home in the next 5 years. I would love to have a place with a garden, so I can grow my own vegetables and flowers. Let's also talk about living with other people, because many people share their home with family, a partner, or roommates. You can say, I live alone. This means you have no roommates and enjoy your own space. You can say, I live with my partner, or I share an apartment with 2 roommates. You can say, living with roommates can be fun, but it also has its challenges. Let's build an example. I share my apartment with 2 roommates from university. It can get a little noisy sometimes, but overall, it is nice to always have someone to talk to when I come home. Let's learn a few more useful phrases for this topic. You can say, this place feels like home. This means you feel comfortable and safe there. You can say, I have made it my own. This means you have decorated a space to reflect your personality. You can say, it needs some work. This means the home requires repairs or improvements. You can say, we are thinking about redecorating. This means you want to change the style or furniture. Let's use these in sentences. When I first moved into my apartment, it felt empty and cold, but after a few months of decorating, it truly feels like home now. We are actually thinking about redecorating the living room next year, maybe with a new sofa and some fresh paint. Let's imagine a classroom conversation where a teacher asks students to describe their homes. You could say, hello everyone, I would like to talk about my home. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment on the 2nd floor of a building near the city park. My favorite part of my home is my bedroom, because it has a large window that lets in a lot of natural light every morning. I share the apartment with my sister, and even though it is not very big, we have made it very comfortable and cozy together. This sounds complete, warm, and natural for a classroom or podcast setting. Let's also imagine a casual conversation with a new friend. Someone says, where do you live? You could reply, I live in a small house on the edge of town, about 20 minutes from the city center. It is a bit far from everything, but it is very peaceful and I have a nice garden where I can relax after work. What about you? Do you live in a house or an apartment? This keeps the conversation friendly and natural, and it invites the other person to share information about their own home too. Before we finish, let's review the main points. When you talk about your home, describe the type of home you live in and where it is located. Describe the size and the number of rooms. Talk about your favorite room and why you like it. Mention some furniture or details that make your home unique. Finally, share how your home makes you feel: cozy, peaceful, comfortable, or lively. Keep your sentences simple. and add small personal details to make your description feel real. Today, try to describe your own home out loud using the structure we practiced. Talk about your favorite room and think about why it is special to you. Practice this description again tomorrow, and it will start to feel completely natural. Thank you for listening to Daily English Fluent Podcast. I am Jake, and I am very happy you practiced with me today. Keep listening, keep speaking, keep improving step by step. See you in the next podcast.